Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Wendy OXENHORN in New York City at the local 802 Musicians Union. Wendy is the executive director of the Jazz Foundation of America. Is that right, Wendy?
Yes, which is not at all connected to the local Musicians Union. We have space from them upstairs.
Right, but you're located here, which is very convenient.
It's great. So basically, if you want to know what we do.
Yeah, Wendy, I know you got a lot of things going on, and you've been very busy lately because of the Katrina action down in New Orleans, and we heard that you're helping a lot of folks there. So why don't you describe briefly for the folks who don't know anything about the Jazz Foundation of America, about the mission of the Jazz Foundation.
Okay. The Jazz Foundation of America for 17 years has been taking care of the elderly jazz and blues musicians across America. And for the most part, in our high points, it's been about 500 cases a year that we assist, keeping people from eviction and homelessness. We've had people who recorded for years with Frank Sinatra at the age of 73 living out of their cars because they'd gotten pneumonia for 2 months and were evicted from their rent-controlled apartments and couldn't replace it. This is just, it happens all over to so many because, as you know, the business of music has never really taken care of its musicians. So lots of times in later years, you have no savings, you had no pension, you have no health insurance. And traditionally, jazz musicians, there weren't a lot of venues where you could earn a pension. There weren't a lot of union gigs, so you're basically freelancers, so you have no health insurance, and the old saying, it's not, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You find out in later years you've had advanced stages of cancer or heart conditions or emphysema that now you're really left in a very tough way.
Mm-hmm. And you have some jazz aficionado physicians out there who are involved too, like Dr. Forte.
Oh, Frank Forte is the best. He's helped hundreds of musicians for free at Englewood Hospital. They've given operations to probably over 1,000 musicians.
Didn't he take care of Dizzy?
He was Dizzy's doctor. That's how it all started. So they partner us, and that's one of the things that we do is offer free medical care to people, at least that are that are on the Northeast.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It is. It's great.
Well, it sounds like you had to go see one of these doctors yourself recently.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing? You okay? You had a little
I had
run
a bike
in with
accident.
a taxi cab or something?
Yeah, my first vacation in 3 years. I finally took a couple of days off and got in a bike accident. So that's okay. I needed to slow down.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you back on your feet. And you got to take it easy now. And
well, especially after this year, because this year we were up to, I normally, a 17, 18-hour day is not unusual for us here. And since Katrina and the flood, and I like to always emphasize the flood, because it was the flood that was responsible for 80% of the cases we've seen of people whose lives are destroyed, families, friends, everything. It's
right. It was a sad event, especially for so many musicians. New Orleans has been so famous as the birthplace of the blues, and I just could imagine instruments floating away, It's,
and you forget, people's recordings. You live there.
So you helped to replace some people's instruments as well?
Well, we did $250,000 of free instruments from manufacturers, which was really spectacular.
Oh,
that
dynamite,
was Music and Arts Center, and Yamaha helped out. That was above and beyond the call of duty. We didn't have to spend a penny on that. And then we had the E-Trade Financial Corporation, their president is our president too, and they gave us 3 days after the storm, they gave us the first housing fund. They created the first musicians housing emergency fund. So we've been, I can't tell, hundreds of musicians, all with small kids and children still living in the home, were given new apartments. We got them into new places.
Fantastic.
Month's rent, month's security. And then we did something that to me is just, the crown and glory here. We had an amazing woman named Agnes Varus who gave us nearly $1 million so we could put the musicians back to work.
So you've been having some great events, and for all the folks out there who would like to learn how to get involved and see what's happening, you have a website, right?
Sure.
Can you give it out?
Yes, it's www.jazzfoundation.org. And if I can just finish what I was saying before about the employment, we've been employing hundreds of New Orleans musicians, allowing them to perform in schools and nursing homes. We've had to date 3,100 gigs, individual employment opportunities.
And are you doing that in
8
conjunction
states.
with the Musicians Performance Trust Fund as well?
No. No, this
So-
was just privately funded.
Privately
we put them
funded.
back to work. and
Excellent.
$200 for sidemen and $250 for band leaders.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're all about. We encourage everyone, when you have musicians and you're creating a benefit for someone, always pay the musicians.
Out of sight.
Yeah.
Well, keep up the great work,
Okay,
Wendy.
thanks, John.
And that's Wendy Oxenhorn, Wendy Atlas Oxenhorn, right? And with the Jazz Foundation of America, based here in New York City, here at the local 802 Union building on 48th Street. And our station is KYCY and KYOU at 1550 AM. You want to say something
Yeah,
to
we
sign
love
off,
you,
folks?
KYOU.
All right. Thanks a lot, Wendy.
Sure.
Okay.